Introducing myself. I'm with you, Okali. My name's Sam Hutchins, and I'll be one of the guys covering the team this year. So hopefully you'll be hearing a lot from me. So I figured, may as well say hi and introduce myself a little bit before I ask you a bunch of questions.
Sounds good.
Okay, so let's see. Oh, I got you. Hey guys, I didn't realize everyone was on. So sweet. My first question to you, Lauren, is I'm just wondering, how did you find out that the Little Rock game was canceled? Do you remember?
I do remember. So we had been in quarantine for a little bit, and so we got a conference. We had a Zoom call, a scheduled Zoom call. I want to say it was like on a Friday, and Coach just let us know. He warned us that the Little Rock game had been canceled. A couple of the girls were in quarantine for Little Rock, and it just wasn't going to work out. And as a team, we were all devastated, but we knew that was the best in our interest. So
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like that was probably pretty tough, right? I assume have that game circled, first game, everyone's so excited, and then to have it canceled just like that. Did y'all have any prior warning, or were you surprised when you got the Zoom call, or was it kind of expected?
Um, it was both expected and surprising. We thought just because we had a few girls in quarantine that we were still gonna play, but then when we heard that the other team too were had the virus and stuff, we knew that it made sense why it was canceled. So, um, we were all excited to play today. Like everybody else playing today, so it was kind of unfortunate, but
No doubt. And then I guess I'll move on to a little happier note. The season is right around the corner, right on Sunday. So I guess I'll just ask you, what do you think you'll be feeling when you walk onto the floor of Gallagher Arena for the first time to actually play a game? Do you have a prediction on the emotions you'll be feeling?
I'm just gonna be excited. Our season got cut short last year, and I know we all wanted to finish playing the Big 12 tournament. So I'm just excited to get back on the court, play another game, and hopefully win.
No doubt. And the last thing I'll ask you is, given the nature of this season, with hey, like anyone could come down and test positive at any time, and you're just not sure who's all going to be available. How important do you think it is to have a deep bench this year?
I think it's very important. Coach Littell, when he called and informed us that the Little Rock game was canceled, he also told us that, you know, a lot of everybody's gonna have to step up and play at some point. You could play one night 2 minutes and then the next night be starting. So it's just important that we're all ready to play and staying focused.
And it seems like your role is pretty well entrenched as one of the returning players who saw a fair amount of minutes last year. So, is it like possible to? I guess like what's the best way, in your opinion, to establish a deep bench? Is that just giving more players extra reps in practice, or do you know how that happens to establish a deep bench?
I would say we try to all get a lot of reps in, a lot of scrimmaging against each other. So if we're like running through plays, we have that other squad guarding us, so that helps them get better, and that makes them making them guard us gets them better as well. So
No doubt. I appreciate it. Thank you.
thank you.
Hey Lauren, I'll also introduce myself. I'm Ben Hutchins. I'm Sam's brother. We're twins, so you're not seeing double or anything here. I'm also going to be working with you, Kali, and covering the team this season. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Sounds good.
And yeah, Lauren, I kind of wanted to ask you, like Sam already brought up, the cancellation of Little Rock and everything that happened there. But last year, you guys had some pretty awesome, non-conference games to start the season, going to the Virgin Islands, Tulsa, College Station. Um, did you, last year in your freshman year, did you feel more comfortable going, entering Big 12 conference games, entering those road games, already having played a few of, some games at crazy locations?
I think so. With me being a freshman, it was really, I think it set the tone for me. It gave me to know what was to be expected in games. So I think playing people like Oregon, Louisville, top teams set the tone for me, and it made me be able to know like how it made me more comfortable overall. So
Yeah, and the reason I asked that is because I talked to Coach Littell earlier this week, and he was, telling me that when Little Rock got canceled, he was really bummed out because a lot of the freshmen on your team now they don't get that first experience of a road game before conference play. Um, are you is the team doing anything to try and maybe give those freshmen some sort of feel so they can kind of know what a Big 12 conference road game looks like?
I think honestly, we're just gonna talk them through it. Tell them like it's the same as a home game, just we're away, and we gotta play to our best ability. We didn't have the opportunity, but we can't dwell on it. So I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, gotcha. And I also want to ask you a little bit about like your specific growth as a basketball player. Um, are there, it's such a broad question, so I'll maybe try and narrow it down. Are there any specific areas you've grown in as a basketball player from your freshman to your sophomore year?
I would say, over the quarantine when all the games, like the season got canceled last year, I've been working on my shot, and I think my shot has improved very well. I think overall we've had like we've had some roles that need to be filled, so I think I'm stepping up and meeting those roles and being a leader. That's one thing as well.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll be looking out for the shot. For the shot improvement. Yeah.
Thanks.
And you played a lot of minutes as a freshman, right? That was something I was kind of surprised at looking back at the depth chart and all the minutes you played. Over 700, I think. Did you learn anything from getting all that experience and playing all those minutes?
I think so. I think experience is a great thing. The experience that I had will definitely help me this year because there a couple games last year I didn't have that experience, and I think if I would have had the experience, I would have played and produced a lot better.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Lauren. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, Lauren. So with a lot of the games happening today, and you guys being able to kind of sit back and watch, is there anything that you were kind of I don't know, like kind of getting used to, like watching it from, watching like ORU, for instance, because you're playing them this weekend?
Do you mean like the game, them playing today, or?
Yeah. So like them playing today, is there anything they like you saw in them, like from them today, that you'll be able to like be ready for on Sunday?
Well, we actually just got out of practice, so I didn't even get a chance to watch them. But I know we'll be going over some film. We'll be going over their like defense. We'll be going over like defensive schemes, offensive schemes, like stuff like that. So hopefully we get prepared for that game.
Is it kind of almost a blessing in disguise to have a few extra days to prep, or do you think that having an extra game under your belt going into a game like this weekend would have made a big enough difference?
I think as a whole, I honestly think them canceling that game was a good decision, but for both teams, I think we would have only had 2 days to prepare for the Little Rock game, and I don't think that would have been enough days. For one, we had been out for 2 weeks, and then for two, just to prepare for their plays, their offenses, and stuff like that. So I think it was a good thing the game was canceled.
And then what things did you kind of do when I'm in quarantine to kind of stay together as a group,
Well, we had our first starting off, we had our strength and conditioning coach Nick. He emailed us all like a workout plan. We couldn't do much, but involving basketball, but he wanted us to stay exercising, keep our heart rate up. So he's gonna like go for a mile run, that type of things. And then Coach Littell, we had multiple Zoom meetings where we ran over plays through Zoom, went over plays, talked about our defense, and talked about just team-wise, team aspects of things. So that was good too.
So how do you run over plays over a Zoom?
It was really interesting. It was kind of complicated, but I guess the mirroring, like you can pull up like Brendan, our video coordinator, he did a good job doing it. He pulled up like our Zoom our huddle film on the Zoom call, and it was kind of glitching, but we made it work.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming kind of if you're like introducing new plays that you hadn't been able to do like last year, I wonder, is there any, like, do you use film from like previous years for things that you already know?
Well, we didn't add any new plays in during the quarantine. What we did was we used previous film from previous practices this year, and we would just walk through what we could have did better in this play, what we could have did differently. So that was a good thing. And then we had a couple like like written out plays on like a sheet of paper too. So that
I
helped.
okay, cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ben, did you ask? I know Noah. We have a fourth guy reporting, Noah, but he wasn't able to hop on the Zoom. So I know Noah had a question for Lauren. Ben, did you get that one? Otherwise, I think we're good. We got it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think I'm good then. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you guys.
All right, you guys done with Lauren? Okay, so I'm going to let her get out of here.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Tasha's on there, so ask away.
Okay, I guess I'll get us started to keep the circle. Hi, Natasha. I'm Sam. I'll be one of the guys covering the team this year, so I wanted to introduce myself and say hi before I ask you a bunch of questions like Lauren.
Hi, Sam.
Okay, so the first question I'll ask you is, I guess you just heard with Lauren, but I want to get your perspective too. The Little Rock game, the meeting gets called, it gets canceled. Kind of what was going through your mind when you found out that your season would be pushed back?
Honestly, I wasn't surprised, but I was a little disappointed because COVID is like high major right now. So, I mean, of course, everybody want to play their first game. So it was a little disappointing.
Yeah, no doubt. And, I'll ask you like on a positive note, now that this season, we can circle a date, look forward to it Sunday, the first game. What do you think you'll be feeling when you walk onto the court, finally get to put the jersey on, line up against a team that's not your teammates? How excited are you for that?
I'm so excited. Like, first home game as a senior, it's exciting. Ready to get my team out there and just bust tails.
No doubt. And, I'll ask you, let's be honest, like with all the preseason awards that you got, and congratulations for those rightfully earned, I think, you're expected to be a huge force to this team this year. So my question is, with the nature of this virus where, it's really hard to predict and no one knows exactly what's going to happen, do you feel maybe some added pressure personally to stay extra safe and extra cautious because you are such a big part of this team this year?
Yes, it's a lot of added pressure on me to stay safe and also keep my team safe because I can't do it without them. But as a leader, they follow by example. So if I'm staying safe, they are doing as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I guess kind of piggybacking off that for my last question, like we said, with players, potentially out of commission for a little while and just no one knows, how important do you think it is to have an extra deep bench behind you and just have a really solid team all around this year?
Honestly, it's very important. Everybody has to stay ready because you never know when your time is ready to go. Like, you might get called that second. So everybody has to be prepared. It's honestly very important to have a deep bench.
No doubt. Thanks, Natasha.
Hey, Natasha, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. As you heard, I'm Sam's twin, Ben. Really looking forward to covering the team this season. And I wanted to ask you, like, as we're thinking about this ORU game on Sunday, last year, you had 23 rebounds against these same ORU Golden Eagles. How often do you think about that game?
I kind of think about that a lot. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I love to, I guess, relive my intramural like highlights in my head. So I can't imagine what a 23 rebound game would look like. Do coaches ever bring it up to you? Maybe like throughout the season as an example, or does anyone ever talk about that on the team?
A little bit like off to the side after practice, like, hey, Mac, Sunday's coming up against ORU 24. I was like, yeah, that's the plan.
That's what I was gonna ask. What are the chances you get 24?
Being one of the players coming back from COVID, I don't think that chance is very high. I'm still working to build my ability to last on the court, but I'm gonna try. Like, the effort's gonna be there.
Yeah, no doubt. That'll certainly be something I'm ready to watch. I can remember that game. We were in the stands, my brother and I, and that was certainly really exciting to watch. I also wanted to ask you, like my brother did, about some of these preseason awards you've gotten. I guess, how did you find out that you were added to the Naismith Trophy watch list? Was it like a text alert, or how did you find out that you got that award?
Right there, my guy Ryan. Lets me know.
That's pretty. Yeah. So when Ryan, I don't know, did he text you? Like, was it an email? How did you find out exactly?
Oh, he texted. He's like, "Hey Mac." I was like, "What's up?" He's like, "You added to this award." I was like, "Which one?" And then he just kept rolling in. I was like, "Oh man, that's cool."
It is pretty cool. Now, when you got that text, what did you first do with that? Did you call somebody? Did you like tweet it out? What did you do with that information once you got it?
Honestly, nothing.
Yeah.
I posted everywhere. Then I just liked and retweeted. And then, of course, my mom found out. She called me, "Hey, Sasha." I was like, "Thanks, Mom." But I'm just looking forward to playing games. The awards are cool and all, but I'm just ready to get on the court and play.
Yeah, and that's what I figured you were gonna say, because you're no stranger to these awards. Even your time at JUCO, I saw you got some of like the crazy like national awards there. Um, are you tired of awards? Are you just ready to get out there and play? Like, can you get tired of awards? Is that even a thing?
I don't ever get tired of my name being out there because I want everybody to be aware I'm out there, be aware of the Mac attack. But I'm ready to play, to like put on a show to see, like to show people why my name is on there.
Gotcha. Well, hopefully on Sunday I'll be writing about 24. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And Natasha, so what do you see your style of play becoming, and do you think that's changed since last year?
Honestly, I think my style of play is still the same, but I just developed it stronger. Like also developing shooting around the perimeter more, being comfortable handling the ball. But other than that, it's just grow stronger. Can't nobody stop me inside yet.
And then so with a lot of the, I mean, I would guess I mean, I'm assuming you're more than aware of all these awards, like as was already mentioned, but is there any point where you kind of look at these awards that you're getting and you kind of just take a step back and like soak it in, or is it kind of always doing more like kind of grind almost?
It's more like I don't ever take a step. It's more like not added pressure, but like it's adding fuel to the fire. Like it's getting me going. Like I'm excited.
And then so whenever you first came to OSU, was that something that you kind of thought was going to be a possibility, or is this something more than what you were even expecting from being at OSU?
Way more than what I expected. Like I didn't think I would just come out OSU just this big star getting awards and stuff. I just thought I'd be like the type of person to help the team.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Natasha.
Natasha,
Big Mac.
I'll just ask one more. Is that what we're rolling with this year? The Mac Attack? Is that the nickname of choice?
Mac Attack, Mac Double. One of those.
I like it.
Hey, Big Mac, Casey Kendrick, how are you?
I'm good. What's up, Casey?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, and I'm excited about seeing what you guys get ready to do. All right, so let's talk a few things, all right? Let's start
All right.
first off. Let's talk about you being the kid now. I mean, you were kind of one of a couple or three last year. Now you're the kid. What's that like for you? How much pressure? How much excitement? What does that do for you as mentally getting ready for this opener?
It just tells me I have to play a bigger role, got to step up more and get my team ready. Got to be more of a leader than just a quiet, action person. I have to be better now.
And also when you look at this team and you look at Taylon Collins and you look at the other freshmen that have come in, you look at the way Begay Sarr has stepped up, you look at the way that some of these freshmen from last year are starting to get better inside. Cassidy's starting to step up a little bit. Talk about the overall talent. Talk about where this team is now, maybe even as opposed to where you guys were a year ago.
Oh, man. Like, when I see this team now, I just get so filled with joy. I just start smiling. Like, we're going to be so great because everybody's stepping up in a way. Taylon, Ruthie, Cassidy, KB, like they showed me things I haven't seen before. I'm like, wow, like you guys been hiding that last year, like amazing.
What about this being your senior season? Obviously, things change. There's a little different sense of desperation when it's your senior season. You know it's your last as a college player now. Obviously, you were projected number one in the WNBA draft last year. I think we all know you got the next level game ready to go. But for your senior year as a college kid, what's that? That changed your mindset at all going into this season?
Not at all. I'm still on one mission. I want a national ring.
I like it. All right, so let's talk about something you talked about a little bit ago, though. First off, since March, I saw the video, I saw the news story that you were, pumping logs and brothers, he's all over you, getting you fired up. How well did you stay in condition? And with a 2-week pause, what's conditioning going to be like for you starting out on Sunday?
I think since the season had ended in March, my brother, he kept me in pretty good condition. Whether I wanted to do it or not, I didn't have a choice with him. So it was pretty great. But the 2-week pause, I think it's going to take me a couple of days to get back and then, like, in action. Other than that, I'm going to be ready to go.
What about the rest of the team?
I don't even think the 2 weeks phased them. They come out running and like, okay, then y'all go.
That's awesome. Hey, looking forward to calling the games, and I don't know which nickname I'm going to use, but I'm going to come up with one. I may come up with a new one.
That's fine. I'll take it.
Hey, good luck this season.
Thank you. Any more questions?
Anybody else have anything for Tasha before we let her go?
I think